All right, we're going to Tom McClenaghan. Tom? Welcome.
Thank you very much, Your Worship and members of Council. I'll try and be brief, just a little bit of background. I'm a lifelong resident of the City of London. I currently reside at 220 Baseline Northeast. I have 4 children, 3 of whom grown children, 3 of whom live in London, live in South London. And I have 5 grandchildren who live in South London and 2 who live away. So I count myself very lucky. I want to start off by just giving you a little story. A number of years ago, I lived in West Germany. And I taught at a school on the Zweibrücken Air Base. And one day, one of my colleagues was on her way to school. And she fell into a cesspool in her backyard. And she was extremely lucky because she got herself out, no one came to help her, went in, cleaned herself up, and came to school. Walked into the staff room about recess, morning recess, and she said in unforgettable words, "C'est une histoire de merde." And this is what I want to talk to you about today. One of the things that caught my attention during the pre-election campaign was our current mayor who said, "We can't be dumping raw sewage into this river." He was right on, and that caught my attention. And I guess I had to think, I'm going to watch. The previous council put together, after considerable debate, a 20-year plan. And I thought to myself, I was on ACE at the time that started. And I thought, wow, this may be the best we can get. I won't be alive when it's finished. That's sort of sad. And however, it's better than nothing. And so the 20-year plan gets underway. And it involves a levy placed on water consumption and sewage. Excellent. Perfect idea. User pay. Couldn't have been better. And so we come to last year and we have a $20 million windfall from the federal government. Now, what's that mean? It means we can do all sorts of stuff that indeed we weren't quite ready to do, but we were able to do it. Now, the thing that I don't understand is because you've got a windfall, how does that mean you could step down from the levy? I don't understand that. You've got a plan, you've got a 20-year plan, which required an increase in the levy for 2011. It requires an increase in the levy for 2012 as well. What are you going to do if you stand down from the levy for 2011? What are you going to do for 2012? My 2 grandsons want to go fishing. They love to fish. And if you think I'm taking them down to the banks of the Thames to fish, I would never do that. And you know why. Okay? Now, I guess when I look at, and the most recent record that I have is from 2009, where we dumped 158 million liters of raw sewage into the river, I am ashamed to say I'm from London. And in turn, to be the 2nd largest polluter of the Great Lakes Basin in the province of Ontario. I don't know how we can stand in any collection of municipalities within this province. Now, I guess one of the things we need to realize is, first, the water in the Thames goes to the Great Lakes Basin. We in South London pull our drinking water and household water up from Port Stanley, which is downriver from where we're dumping raw sewage. I live in South London. I don't know how many people in South London realize that indeed we're dumping raw sewage into what we end up using in our houses. That's crazy. I just can't, I'm just stunned by it. Okay. I want you also to realize, and this is very significant, there's a quote from Alfred Beaton, a well-known scientist at the University of Michigan. The Great Lakes are deteriorating at a rate unprecedented in their recorded history and are approaching the tipping point of ecosystem-wide breakdown. Are we going to be part of the problem, or are we going to be part of the solution? I would urge you, I would plead with you to get this 20-year plan back on track. And you indeed, hopefully, have another crack at it. It's time to revisit that decision that you made in December. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Tom. And we do have another 20-year plan. Yes, we do. Thank you very much. Okay. Any questions? Yeah?
One of your facts was we're drinking water from Port Stanley. My understanding you get ours from Lake Huron.
Well, some of us do. The people in South London get it from Lake Erie.
Is that true?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Judy?
Thank you very much coming today, Tom, Mr. McClenaghan. We really appreciate you telling us really what's going on, because it was very difficult to see that levy removed. I believe it's an incredibly important one. A 20-year plan is a 20-year plan. When I was first on council, I used to think, oh my goodness, it seems like forever. And then I thought, in my time on council, in not quite, but 2013, we would see it plateau. And I would feel very proud to have been part of the council that kept the feet to the fire on it.
Part of the fix.
Exactly. And it is a slow fix. But the deterioration has been ongoing for a long time in the infrastructure of the city, which is one of the reasons why, of course, we get this spilling out into the river. But that's only part of it. There's a whole lot of other things that go with that, like the lead pipe replacements and all of those things. But the sad part for me was that here we are, and we took that levy out, which also took a total of $10 million out of the coffers.
Sorry, Councillor Bryan, this is a decided matter of council. And
Well,
I know you've got your
I'm
opinion,
thanking
but
you.
we've already made a decision. If we're talking about 2012 or the next time, that's fine, but this is
I
a
am.
decided member of council.
I'm talking about the future and the fact that we don't have a 20-year plan any longer. We have a much longer plan. And I just want to thank you very much for coming along, and I just hope to see during the budget process that we don't get ourselves further down that line, because it's made a very big difference to what we will be expecting in the future from our council.
Councillor Bryan, I have lived my whole life, as I've said, in the City of London. And the City of London has dumped raw sewage into the river my whole life. And I'm wondering if that will be true for my grandsons as well. What a shame. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Just a point of clarification, if I understand correctly, and maybe it's something that the clerk can bring to us. I mean, we have a budget in front of us, a wastewater and sewer budget that ultimately will have to be voted on by council, correct, Mr. McNally? So there is an opportunity to vote again on various issues around the budget. And we'll look to the clerk at that time to remind us, because I thought amendments are always welcome on for
Well,
budget time, but
Well,
we'll,
I know, but I thought we passed the bylaw already setting the levy for 2011. Yes, you can discuss anything you want in the budget, but we're not reopening the wastewater or the water budget again. We've now discussed it 3 times. Council has made a decision.
well, I will just look to, at that time, for the clerk to discuss, because some of us are looking for better value for money, and we're looking for a system that doesn't defer costs so that the costs are actually greater down the road. And so
We've
at
had
the
this
time,
debate.
yeah, I know we have, and we've also got a budget in front of us that we'll have to deal with. So I'll look at that time for discussion around this.
All right, thank you.